Some interesting facts about chops. Although collecting chops or seals is not one of my hobbies, I probably have more than 10 in my drawer. It's not unusual for people in Taiwan to have lots of personal chops. I've never paid much attention to them until some of my foreign friends asked why they needed to use a chop to withdraw money from the bank. It was at this point that I realized the unique role chops play in Taiwanese life. Chops are used for a wide variety of purposes in this country, ranging from practical to artistic. Stamping your chop is a legal requirement for many things, such as opening a bank account, signing a contract, or voting in an election. In the West, such things are done with a signature. It may seem odd to foreigners that even if you have your ID card and your bank account information with you, you still aren't able to withdraw money without a chop. Using chops to prove one's identity is convenient in some ways. You can ask other people to run errands for you if you leave your chops with them. However, being too convenient has its price. It only takes about 5 minutes to make a chop with modern equipment. Thus, we should be very careful to prevent ourselves from becoming the victims of fraud. You can do this easily by keeping your bank account information and chop in separate places. Furthermore, you can also set up a password to protect your bank account. This makes it more difficult for someone to walk out of the bank with your life savings. There is a saying that goes, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket." I definitely follow this rule, as I put my money in several different bank accounts. I also have a new chop made whenever I open a new bank account. This is added insurance against theft. It's funny that sometimes I forget which chop is for which bank, so I usually end up bringing all of them to the bank. One time, none of the chops I brought matched, and I had to fill out a form to change the chop that I used for that particular bank. I'm pretty sure it happens to a lot of careless people like me. Besides money, chops are also needed for dealing with many other things in our daily lives. For instance, to receive registered mail, you can use your chop on the receipt. When the mailman rings my doorbell, I often rush out with all of my family's chops, as I don't know for whom the mail is. Even though you can sign your name on the receipt, I get the feeling that most mailmen prefer the recipient to use their chop as proof of delivery. Also, when dealing with certain matters in government offices, your chop might be a necessity. Attending in person with your ID card in hand is not enough, because they need your chop stamped on certain documents to complete many procedures. In addition to practical uses, chops can also be works of art. In ancient China, artists carved seals out of all kinds of materials. These works of art were meant to be appreciated in their own right. Many years ago, an artist friend of mine had my name carved on a small white stone. I liked using this stamp on my books as a mark of ownership. Other artistic forms in which seals are commonly used are Chinese painting and calligraphy. Almost every artist stamps their seal on their paintings or calligraphy, not only to testify to their authenticity, but also to add to the artistic appeal of their works. Whether you like them or not, chops will remain an important part of Taiwanese society for a long time to come. Personally, I like the idea of using chops because I find them convenient, and I also appreciate seal carving as an art form. I don't like that modern chop carving machines have taken the focus away from this art. I hope that in the future, people will regain an interest in this dying art form and keep this important part of our culture alive. Vocabulary: withdraw, withdraw, unique, unique, practical, practical, legal, legal, requirement, requirement, signature, signature, identity, identity, errand, errand, fraud, fraud, separate, separate, insurance, insurance, particular, particular, registered, registered, receipt, receipt, recipient, recipient, necessity, necessity, complete, complete, procedure, procedure, ownership, ownership, testify, testify, authenticity, authenticity,